Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Neither one of us have had a full cup of coffee yet this morning. Good morning. It's Judy from Artistic Artifacts, and we are located in Alexandria, Virginia, and online at artisticartifacts.com. So today is a special day, and it's in celebration of quilting, and we thought we'd give you a little bit of an insight as to what our talented staff does today. But before we get into that, you know I always have announcements to go through. The big one is this Thursday evening at 7, we're going to have a live sale, and it is going to be on our app, and we will focus on Indonesian art. So I'm pretty excited about this because I actually got to design lots of quilts in my head as I assembled kits for you. So I went through my stash, I went through the stash in the store, and we have some really exciting one-off panels for you. Some panels we have multiples of, but for many of them that we'll talk about, I've picked fabrics for you to suggest to use. Of course, you know, we always encourage you to make it your own. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We also have a new shipment of t-shirts that have come in, and I get asked for t-shirts all the time. These are all hand-drawn, front and back, really pretty cool, and lightweight cotton. And see, Barbara's looking. Look, show 'em. Yeah, so they're all kinds of different sizes, all hand-drawn, very, very fun. Each one is different. So you will know.
That first one is very Picasso.
Yeah, they're all just very cool. Faces and masks and lots of stuff. Yeah. They're a little tricky to get our hands on, but we were able to get some. So those will be on the Come It Sold, our live sale. So there's instructions about how to download the app on Facebook as well as on our webpage. And the thing that really is cool about the app, you just go download it from your app store. Artistic Artifacts is the name of it. Download it, and you're able to see when we add things, look at what is new, participate in our live event. And if you don't make the live, you can go back and watch it because it records it and holds it. So that's our big excitement for this week that we're working towards, to bring you a really awesome live sale. Okay, we have Creative Summit is on the website. There are some spaces in most classes. There's one class that is sold out, and that's the Teabag Totem with Libby Williamson. And but there is room in everything else. We're aiming for 20 students per class, and we have an amazing weekend put together for you there. So come. Lots of things to do in Alexandria. It is, I think, a top-rated tourist destination, and lots to see by the water. You can take walks and food and stuff. So if you can do it, try to plan a couple extra days to hang out with Artistic Artifacts, but then also hang out with Alexandria. And we have also scheduled our visit with Scott from Jaftex Industries. So that is the first week in May, and we will have reservations. We'll start taking reservations on Wednesday with the Wednesday newsletter. So please, if you do not get our newsletter, please sign up for it on our website, and we will give you some information about that. And then, of course, several more pretty exciting things are coming down the road. We have mentioned that our buddy Seth is launched a fabric line with Free Spirit, so we're excited to talk to Scott about that, as well as to talk to Seth about it. I am privileged to know a few things coming down the pike, and we're very, very excited to support him in his new endeavor. All right. Did I miss anything? No. All right. Okay. So today, when I come up here, a lot of times the samples, Chris and I work very closely together as well as the rest of the staff in bringing you these Facebook Lives. But a lot of times the samples are mine or Chris's. And I'm very, very proud of the people that work with me. I have had many people that have worked with me for over 10 years, which I think is pretty amazing, pretty fantastic. And that everyone brings a very wonderful, unique talent to this business. Anybody who knows me knows that there is not a way possible for me to have achieved what this business has become on my own. I have become almost not as important as the rest of the players in the building. So it's really quite a compliment to have the team assembled that I have. So we wanted to tell you a little bit about them, and they rose to the challenge, most of them. Oh, you know what we need? I just thought of something. We need Jen's heart that is right there pinned on there, and we need the picture on Julie's desk. So we had, and Kyle, we didn't get anything from you either. Uh-oh.
Yeah. When was their time?
We're still threatening to teach Kyle how to sew. Dudley keeps telling him she's going to teach him how to make pillow covers.
Yeah, she never follows through. We're going to have to talk about that.
Uh-oh. You're going to have it if she's watching. Dudley's another one that makes stuff that we show at Facebook Live and has been on Facebook Live. So we didn't get a sample from her either today. All right, we'll fill in the gap a little bit.
Isn't one of these on the walls hers, or do you take it down?
No, we sent her home with some of her stuff. It's been hanging on the walls for quite a long time. Julie has a picture of her family on her desk, on her top shelf. So, all right. So I'm going to start with Barbara, who is Vanna this morning for me. Did we get any pins for that?
I'll get some.
Okay.
I'm going to knock everything over.
Okay, so let's not hang that one up.
That's a good idea.
We'll just hold it up because we have Vanna. All right, but Barbara, we're going to start with yours.
Okay.
So, I have, Barbara has a Q20, and we're going to come up front. And this piece is absolutely amazing. So, she does, now this is all freehand?
There's some ruler work in here too.
Which, of course, just mind boggles me. But you have to, Kyle, come closer. Mm-hmm. You will have to see how she sculpted this quilt with thread. It's truly fantastic. I would have gotten bored after the first row. I just would have probably not been able to do it. So, and then she's done the border and everything, and truly, this is a fantastic example about the power of the Bernina Q20. Just the opportunity, the talent, and she put it to use with a great piece of equipment, and I think it's really awesome. Okay, you ready?
1 second.
Kyle, my detail man.
Well, this is all thread work. You kind of gotta.
I know, you gotta get in there.
Gotta get close. Lots of wows.
Yeah, well-deserved wows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then this one she brought, and she told us that this is her husband's favorite quilt. And Mike helps us every once in a while, her husband. So we thought, we needed to give a thumbs up to Mike and say he's got great taste and a wonderful sense of humor. And we got not one iota of snow this year. Nothing. There was no snowman building at all. They were all inside sleeping because we had got nothing. Absolutely nothing. No snow. But these guys all have their own faces, and they're laughing because they're all snuggled.
Jen. Jen says Mike has great taste in women and quilts. There's some people in the comments asking questions. What is a Q20?
Okay, Bernina Q20 is a sit-down machine made by Bernina that allows you to do free motion. And it's called a Q20 because from the needle to the back is 20 inches. They also have another, and so you sit down and you have this big space, much larger than a domestic, and it allows you to do free motion. And it has the Bernina stitch regulator built into it, which is, to me, awesome. I am pretty sure that on our YouTube channel, we would have a video of Kathy Lincoln using the Q20 and answering questions about that. And we do have them in the store. If you're in the area, just come by and look and we'll show you. This one, I always, is this Karen's?
Yeah, Karen Stone. Yeah.
Okay, she at one point in time, very early on, came and taught here for a guild, and they came and used it. But you got to tell us the story about breeches, because that's, I mean, it's a beautiful quilt, but that's a great story.
So I worked for Breeches of Georgetown. It was a local Washington area men's store mostly. I was a buyer for them when they closed in the mid-90s, and we were allowed to clean out the office of all of the vendor samples. So I brought my husband and every shopping bag I could round up and emptied all of those samples into those shopping bags, and this quilt is made with many, many of those samples. So a few men's dress shirts, but a lot of men's sport shirts, and the sportwear also. So it's a lot of memories from working there, which was really fun.
Yeah, very cool. One of our challenges early in our careers was working with tailor samples that they had given us, and it was called Power Suits, and Cindy and I did launch that.
I remember that.
Yes, you did.
I think I did a lot of the photographs for that challenge.
You did, for both of the challenges.
Is that the one that toured?
Yes. Cindy arranged all of that. I just took all the glory. So those are Barbara's. And then Jen, who is on with us, created this heart sample for us when we were...
upside down.
Is it upside down?
Upside down.
I was going to say the pattern's upside down.
Beg your pardon.
But
there it is. I see
yeah,
it now.
so that turned out really great. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was her introduction to quilting.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen will generally make some funky, cool pants or tops and things, and so we brought her over to the dark side. And so this is her first foray.
She's got whole outfits of K fabric.
Yes, pants, everything. Okay. All right. So then we have Julie. So Julie's creating an absolutely fabulous family with everything that goes into raising 3 children who are teenagers and young adults. And so that keeps her busy. She does have a sewing machine. She does have fabric. She does attempt to think about creating something, but right now her kids have all her attention. And many of you comment on our fabric selections and stuff. Well, Julie, Chris, and I meet with the reps when they come in, so we select it. But she is our buyer, and it has a lot to say about what we have in the store, and meets with great approval based on the comments that I get in the store when I'm walking in the store. So that's Julie's creation. And all her 2 girls, Celia and Layla, have used to sit in man demos, so some of you might remember them from there. Celia's in college, Layla's graduating, and they used to come when they were little itty-bitty girls, so they've been around for a really long time too.
And then Evan used to nap under her desk.
And Evan used to nap under her desk. Yes, that is correct. And Evan is a high school swimmer, so we're, I don't know why swimming always has to start at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, I don't get that. But
Junior Olympian.
Junior Olympian, yes, that he is. Okay, so we have, let's see, Kathy Edwards. So let's see what she wrote about this one. So this was started as a panel in the store. The panel was too busy for her, so she fussy cut out the birds and a few flowers and machine appliqued onto the background. And then quilted it and added the pearls. I'm sure, she says, I'm not sure which is more difficult, the fussy cutting, making the oval, or adding the beads by machine.
She said she used her oval coffee table as the template to get the oval on here.
Oh, I missed that because I was like, how did she do that?
That's what she did.
Okay.
She turned it upside down and used it as a template.
Because it's just so perfect, a medallion-like, it makes me think of a piece of jewelry that you wear with that. It's so great. Kathy is an art quilter and has been quilting for years and years. This is another piece of hers, which I absolutely love. It's called Enchanted Garden. And, of course, I love it because it's got all kinds of embellishments on it and beads. And she did a really great job of mounting it on a canvas. So part of what we do at our staff meeting on every Wednesday is if we get lucky, somebody has show and tell. So we're able to do that. And we love show and tell when you bring it into the store, too. So... and if you can't make it to the store, please post your show and tell on our Facebook page, which is Artistic Artifacts Creative Minds. It is a closed group. We love to see, we do enjoy seeing what you create. You can, all you have to do is one person walks in and goes, I have show and tell, and it goes through the building. It's like the telephone. Show and tell, show and tell, show and tell. So we all really get excited about that and love seeing what you're doing.
We're the seagulls from Finding Nemo. As soon as someone brings something in,
yes,
everyone comes out of the back office.
Exactly. It's just so we have this little guy, and Danny, who has just joined us. When I talked to her, when I first interviewed her, I was like, well, do you sew? She goes, yeah, I sew everything by hand. I went, okay. So she made us our little guy, and she actually designed this, sketched it out, drew the pattern, has some tilde buttons on there, and sewed him all together. Which way? That way?
Yeah, give her a rotation.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
You
It's
know,
awesome. Is that a frog?
cute. So Danny, and then Ben, who is our tech, graduated from Mary Washington in the theater department, so costuming. So he made a bag, and I don't know, he pulled this out, and I was like, oh, Mary Poppins, what's magic's gonna jump out of this bag? And did a really great, wonderful job. The fabric's really, really cool. Nice tapestry, everything. So we're Ben is learning the tech trade with Jenny. We didn't get anything from Jenny either. Jenny's a hand dyer. So she does a lot of dyeing fabrics and things. So she's our other tech. All right, let's see. I got Chris, got Sharon to do, and Kathy. Laura and Kathy. Okay. Cindy is also new to us, and we're really glad that she joined us. And I'm just going to show you some of these. We all just went ooh and ah. So her first, well, I don't even know if I can say it's her first, but she is a photographer and took all her photographs and created this book for herself. I mean, you cannot believe the bugs and the sizes of the bugs and the butterflies. And Kathy Edwards and I immediately went, quilts! These are quilts! They're really, really, I mean, look at how close she gets with these. I don't even want to try and hold that lens. Absolutely gorgeous. So I can see some partnerships that are going to happen based on just her photographs.
Did you do some photo transfer problems?
Yeah, they are wonderful. So she pulled this out of her bag of tricks, and we all just went, wow. I just love how close up she got to the bugs. I generally don't like to be close up to bugs, but these bugs are nice. They're pretty, and they're on paper. So that's her book that she created. She also was telling us that she's into some polymer and into some jewelry design, crocheting with beads. There's a couple of, she called these the boho jewelry. So I think she needs to be at a seller at our creative market in October. So I think we should have her be there. All right, so she's doing the crocheting. She's crocheting some hats and felted. I love the flower with some needle felting. So she's interested in a lot of different things. All right. So then we have Sharon. Sharon thought she was just going to work a temp job for me. Ha ha ha, joke's on her. So let's see, she wrote up hers. Let's see. So this is, we have claimed her. She is Santos figure and altered it from head to toe with, this was called a 10 item challenge. So everybody got a bag and it had 10 items in it, and you're supposed to create something using those 10 items. That's what we did in Jams. So this was her piece. Seashells, blue braid, blue feather yarn, magazine page, was altered with citrusol, map, blue handmade fiber, paper, piece of woven grass, upholstery fabric, painted foil, and silver colored gelato. So she had 10 of those items, and she created this beautiful doll, Santos. Mary, Star of the Sea. And we have claimed Mary, and she holds a place on our shelf with all our dolls so that you can see her.
And how long has Sharon been with us again?
Over 10 years. Yes, yay! So it's my sister. Julie's been with us for over 10 years. This is another piece by Sharon. Sharon's definitely mixed media is her emphasis rather than sewing. So she keeps us in balance and helps remind us of our roots. Seek and gather your stars. Sharon, Linda Morgan, Teresa Martin challenged each other to create a mixed media art doll or figure. Ooh, I'd like to see Linda's and Teresa's. Much of the color in this piece is from Gelato's, which is her favorite. Loving words. She always includes scraps of book text and other found papers in her work. Loves the texture of lots of layers and embellishment bits. Yes, we love our bits and pieces. Definitely. And Gelato's. That is just the best acrylic paint in a tube ever. Sharon's very, very creative. She's done a couple of art quilts as well that are quite wonderful. And so those are great. Do we have any questions? I'm sorry, I'm just keep it going. I'm not stopping. So
lots of wows, oohs, ahs, compliments.
Okay. All right. Chris will do she does a lot of shop samples for us, a lot of sewing. She's very much a hand stitcher, so she gives us a little bit of those details by hand. but also a quilter, and I think she's been quilting for quite a long time too. So this is a new gusset bag that's using our Indian fabric that just came in. So we have this on the web, and it's a lightweight cotton, but it has this stitching that kind of makes it look a little bit like cantha. And the gusset bag has some nice pockets. You can make them stand up, you can make them be a little gentler, depending on what you're going to use on the inside. But KZ Stevens, we like her bag patterns. Well, I can't make a bag to save my life, but she has some great patterns. Chris has used them a lot. The rice pouch is another one of our favorites, so that's what she's doing. Also, this piece here, so during the pandemic, Chris would walk in Washington by herself and take pictures. And so this is a collage of those pictures. Smithsonian Gardens' frequent starting place always included a walk through Mary Livingston Ripley Garden, small informal garden next to the Arts and Industry Building. The garden was a source of calm and inspiration during those walks. The photos I choose for this piece focused on the birdhouse in the center of the garden during the season. My piece includes collage of my images using a variety of photo manipulation and printing, including transfer artist paper, printing on organza, printing on cotton sateen. The various images have been fused and then machine quilted and embellished with hand stitching. And if you will notice, we have on pre-order Leslie Riley's new book, and you will see Chris's quilt on the cover. So we're very excited. So Leslie has a book about memories and all of that. And I have a piece in there, and Chris has a piece and is a cover girl. So we're very happy about that. All right, so we have Kathy Lincoln. Kathy has been sewing for, I don't know, a long time. She's been sewing on Bernina's for a long time. You might know her as our mastery class teacher. And she is a Bernina ambassador and has taught around the country for many, many years, and unfortunately is looking forward to retirement at the end of this year. We haven't quite figured out what we're going to do, missing Kathy. Because not only is she going to retire, but she's going to take off on a cruise, which means we can't even call her. So this is her pieces here. So she did, God, now I'm going to lose my words. It's a repetition. And she likes to use beads and used to teach a beading class on quilts. So this is a series that was done. And so these are just a couple pieces out of her series challenge.
This is Edwards or Lincoln?
This is Kathy Lincoln.
Oh.
All right. This I absolutely love. What did she call this? This is, to me, it's the Fibonacci quilt. So, because it's multiples of the same block, making it larger and smaller, and assembling them and working them together.
She said something about a 3, 6, 9, 12, but there was no 12.
Yes. 3, 6, 9 quilt. Yeah. So let's see if I can, in my shade garden. This is Serenity, I think. Let me see. Nope. That is the one Kyle's showing you now is In My Shade Garden. She created it in 2007, fourth in a series. So she was working in a series. It's all 6-inch 9 patch blocks, beaded by hand, machine piece, machine quilted cottons. It was published in Quilters Newsletter in February, March of 2009, exhibited at Paducah and the Vermont Quilt Show. All right, yeah, and then this is the 369, made to teach the concept of using the same block in multiple sizes. And I think that I really like this one. This is wonderful. All right. This one is truly a work of art. So this was made from using family photos. And I know many of you do that. This which I think is fantastic. This is called the Voyage Quilt. It was made in 2006. Storm at C Blocks, photo printed.
You got to speak up.
Photo printed.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my banner. It was exhibited in Houston, Paducah, and Vermont. It was made to celebrate the lives of my paternal grandparent on their 20th anniversary of their deaths. Did you get a close-up? I can't see.
Oh, we're doing it now.
Okay. I think this is really wonderful. Tell me when.
Your arm's getting tired?
Yeah.
Oh. When?
When? I love vintage photos, so even just the photos of Kathy's family on here are really quite wonderful. And they traveled the world in a steamer, she said. This is after when he retired from the Navy. Okay, and I think, you guys see a lot of my stuff, but I did bring in two things. I love books. It allows me to work small, and I can do bits and pieces and assemble them. So I'm just going to show you my mixed media book. This is my Italy book, which I think we have a YouTube video on it. So this was created, and these are all papers, Madonnas from our first trip where we did a group tour in Isla de Castro. We have opened up a second session for that, and the first week has filled, and we are doing more of a mixed media fabric book. This was the one time we did paper, and using a lot of mixed media techniques. So it truly is a wonderful section of Italy. And then this is my fabric book, which I like to do those. And I am teaching a fabric book for the Creative Summit, not this one, a different one. But I'll just show you this. And again, I just work. It takes me a while because maybe I get one page done or I get one signature done. I'm not a book binder. I just kind of sew them together. But I love vintage. That is truly what I love working with. And this book kind of got big. I probably could have made it 2 books, but I made it 1. So there you go. So this is welcome to Artistic Artifacts staff and have the opportunity to meet the staff. And we have one, Michelle, who had sent us some pictures, which was a little tough to do, so we're hopefully going to post some of them in the feed so you get to see Michelle's work as well. She's a hand stitcher, like Chris and I. Any quick questions?
No questions.
Okay.
Just
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock on the Artistic Artifacts live sale. And other than that, I'm going to go teach a class today, my first one in quite a while. And I hope that everybody else has a creative day too. Thank you.